Great. So I see we have like around 21 folks who've joined until now. So we'll just wait for some more time. I think another 2 minutes for everyone to join in, and then we can start with the session. Great. We're almost nearing 60 folks, and I'll just wait for another 1 minute, and then we can go ahead and start the session. So I think we are almost at time now. All right, so welcome everyone. Really glad to have all of you here on this call with us. Some baselines before we start the session. The session that we are having here is going to be of about 45 minutes, in which we'll be doing a 15 minutes of Q&A towards the end. We'll try to keep it mostly practical so that you can follow along with us. And in case you have any questions, please feel free to launch them inside the Q&A section on Zoom. We have Shinto and Mudassir from the support team who are joining us on this call from Wati, and they'll be helping answer all the questions that you have. So some introductions before we start. My name is Sunny Kumar, and I'm a product marketing manager here at Wati for IG. And I have Anuja Davar, who is with me on this call, and she's the product manager for IG at Wati. Uh, Hi from both our sides. So we've got 6 things on the agenda, and if you can go to the next slide, what we're going to be seeing is that most of these things are built on top of each other, and we'll start with understanding why Instagram is the biggest opportunity in the market right now, and the reasons into why is it underutilized, and then we can get into the understanding of like what is it that we have developed in Wati to be able to fight those problems and finally coming out of it. And we'll also discuss the use cases that each of the industries can probably be using Instagram for. And towards the end, we'll be having the 15-minute Q&A session, wherein once you work along with us on this webinar, you'll also be having a lot of questions. And of course, every one of us on this call who's from Bati will try to answer these questions for you so that once you're away from this call, you're a good pro to be able to automate everything that's there and without any need of any manual effort. Great. So if you go to the next slide, I just want to quickly start with, and I know that Instagram is the channel that everyone knows about, but there's one thing about Instagram in 2026, and this is not where Instagram was about 5 years ago. Instagram currently has about 3 billion plus monthly active users, and that's a huge number, right? It's the biggest channel that's running right now, and the best part about it is like 44% of people who are on this channel are actually browsing products. Sorry, so just want to cross check with everyone. Is everyone able to see the screen that Anuja is presenting? Can any of you like just great, great, great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. So yeah, coming back to the point of like Instagram being the largest of the channels, and we also understand that that 44% of people who are there on the channel are actually browsing products. So that's a huge opportunity right there right now, right? And more importantly, what is seen is that if you are quick enough to respond to a message in the first minute of the conversation, the probability of getting a response increases by almost 21x. And that's a huge number to be able to convert people into leads. So this is the opportunity that Meta has also highlighted recently, saying that a lot of people are actually moving in from using like the general conversation that happened in the past about likes and other things to actually getting into the comments and DMs wherein they're having more conversations there. So that creates a huge opportunity. Coming on to the next slide, like we understand that there's a huge opportunity, right? But then this opportunity is not being met. We have a problem at hand, and the problem is that the average business today is taking about 8 hours on an average to reply to an Instagram DM. And 8 hours mean that the buying intent of the user is actually gone, right? A prospect is DM'd you, and if you are replying after 8 hours, that means that they've already messaged other three competitors at that time. And the other interesting fact is that 70% of these comments are going unanswered, right? So if you're not answering to these comments, it means you're leaving leads on the table. And if you're not replying on time also, 67% of the cart is going to, like, people who are there in cart are actually going to abandon the purchase because they are expecting a speedy reply when they're actually in the moment of purchase. So this is one problem, right? The other problem is the manual management. So you're, of course, there's a lot of time that's being taken, but we are actually replying manually to that, and that's the reason why so much of time is being taken, right? Each message is actually taking about 3 to 5 hours in a day to be responded to for a customer. The leads that are slipping through are about 40% of them, and the revenue that we're leaving on the table because of this whole exercise that we're putting in is significant, right? Because we are using people to reply to this as well as we're responding late. So a lot of customers are actually going on to the competitors. Coming on to the next slide, where we now understand that the potential of Instagram is huge, the problem at hand is also significant. So there is something that has to be solved, right? So the market, what today it gives you is a traditional CPaaS and WhatsApp BSPs, right? So in traditional CPaaS, what you can do is you can send emails and you can send SMSs at bulk, but they completely skip the part where you need the depth in Instagram as well as WhatsApp. And in a WhatsApp BSP, what's strong is a WhatsApp automation, but they won't be touching Instagram at all, right? Like you'll be basically paying for two different subscriptions if you have a traditional CPaaS and a WhatsApp BSP. And that's not something that's feasible for everyone, right? Like paying for two different subscriptions is a hefty amount for businesses. So the best part that we have here is Wati developed a platform that not only has Instagram, it also has WhatsApp with Messenger, with RCS, with web chat, with SMS and TikTok. So it's basically multi-channel. Wati is grown into a multi-channel platform right now. And there's a lot of different channels that we're serving. And the best part on top of this is that we have a common inbox for all of these. So what this means is that conversations stay in one place. You can transfer a conversation from IG to WhatsApp. You have one team that logs into one platform and one login, and all the conversations are there on that channel. Great, right? So coming to the next slide, which is the whole reason why we have built this, right? So this is the biggest of all of it, introducing Instagram on Vati. So first, we have team inbox, one platform, every channel, zero leads left behind. So basically, all your DMs and all your comments coming into one place. The second is automations. Basically, what we're going to be discussing is that automations come with comment triggers, DM automations, story replies, welcome messages, out of office, so many things, right? And all of it's like running automatically 24/7. No need of any manual effort. And the third part, which is the most important part for all the companies, is the cross-channel communication. So any lead comes in from Instagram, and then you want to make sure that you reach out to them and keep the heat on and transfer the conversation into a sale lead. So basically, you message them on WhatsApp, right? So the cross-channel communication becomes really important there. So now that we are aware that Vati has developed something so significantly huge and important for your organization, we'd love to get into understanding the use cases of each of these, which comes on to the next slide, which is about three major use cases. One is marketing, one is sales, and one is support. When it's on marketing, you can basically actually write like once a comment comes in, you can trigger automations through keywords and understand the intent of the conversation. And at the same time, you can also try to respond to these comments. So you can store this lead inside your Wati account and keep nurturing them till the time the lead becomes reap to be able to convert into an opportunity on a later date. Sales is when you actually have a chatbot that qualifies it. It talks to the lead, it understands the intent, and if the intent is really high, you convert them and hand them over to a sales rep instantly. And the third part is where you actually use Instagram for service queries. So basically, when you have a support or a service query and people are reaching out to you for any issues that they've had, you obviously want to protect your revenue because these are really important customers that you gained with a lot of effort over a period of time. So we built a lot of automations that you can use through bot triages, collecting orders, understanding where these people are right now, stuck in their journey, and assign them again to agents to be able to resolve their queries. So, so one platform, three major use cases, and that's something that will help you realize a lot of revenue. So before we dive into something more deeper about how each of these work, I would love to transfer the conversation to Anuja, who'll be taking up ahead on helping you set up your Instagram account and then into the details of each of these features. Over to you, Anuja.
Sure. Thank you so much, Sunny, for setting the context about what we're going to be discussing today. And very important, right, in terms of us discussing Instagram as a channel and how important it is to get leads for your business from Instagram. So now that we've understood that, and before we get started, there's only like a couple of things I request from everybody who's in the webinar. So if it's possible for you, it would be good if you don't already have your Instagram account connected to your Vati account. We could just go about that quickly once, so you can follow along if you want when we look at the team inbox and how do we set up some of the automations. This is optional, of course. It does not affect the outcome or what you understand from the webinar in any way, but it's just something that I think will just be a better experience if you can do it. So also just a fair heads up, I will be switching tabs between the presentation and the Vati product. So we have a more practical, experience and a live demo. So just, pardon me when I'm just switching between these different screens. All right. So to get started, let's talk about how you can connect your IG account to Wati. So for this, the steps are here. You go to settings, you select channels, and then select connect. So I'll quickly also show this to you in the product so it's easier to understand. So let me just switch to the product. And just again, a quick check if you guys can see my screen still. It's visible even after I've switched tabs, I hope. Um, Also, Sunny, let me know like if you can also see it, right?
Yep, we can see your screen, Anuja.
Okay. All right, great. So in the Vati interface, you're going to have to go to settings and we have this option called as channels. When you move to channels, as you can see, like we spoke about multiple channels being available on Vati. So we have WhatsApp, Instagram, Messenger, and also some of the other channels. When you go to Instagram, so in this case, I already have this account which is connected. But for those for whom it's not, they will see something very similar to this setup for Messenger. You're going to have to click on Get Started. And then we have a few prerequisites mentioned here. So majorly, it's in terms of the fact that you need to have a business IG account for this API to work for Vati, a business or a professional account, basically. You need to have admin access to make sure that you're able to authenticate in the flow ahead. And you're also going to have a Facebook page linked to your Instagram account, which I think is the case for like most of us that have an IG account, right? As a business account. So yeah, you're just going to have to acknowledge that all this is set up just to make sure it's a smooth process going forward. And once you are at the end, so I'll quickly just show this connection video so that we are clear on how the step looks like. right? So the remainder of the connection flow actually happens in Meta, where it will pop up this, show this pop-up of connecting your FB account and then logging into Instagram. And you just have to follow the instructions on screen. It's very simple. Just authenticate, select basically which Facebook business portfolio, Facebook page, and Instagram page you want to connect. And once that is done, you just click on save and that's it. So it should not take more than 5 minutes to go about this. All right. So once you see this kind of a success message, is that means your account has been connected. Okay. Cool. The next thing that I would just like to request is that go back to the presentation. Is that we'd also like to for you guys to have this as an interactive experience. So you can go to Instagram, open Instagram, and find this page account. It's Wati underscore IG underscore demo. You can also scan this QR code. I'll just wait here for about 30 seconds so you guys can scan the QR code and find our page. So just keep it open because as I'll be showing the inbox and some of the automations, you will also be able to try it out yourself. So you can message us on this account and then you can see how it appears in our team inbox. You'll also be able to see how our automation is working in that case. So just to keep this handy for anybody who wants to try it out. Okay, I'll just wait here for about a few more seconds and then I will start with the demo. Okay, cool. I think we should be good enough to proceed. So the first thing I want to talk about is a unified inbox that Vati provides. And it's basically all your Instagram conversations in one shared workplace. So we not only have your Instagram direct messages, but we've also recently added a new feature where all the comments that you get on your posts and reels made from your IG account are also visible in the same inbox. Right. So some of the common problems which are not addressed through the Instagram app itself and some of the other tools which you use would be that you don't have much of a team management option. It's difficult to assign the different DMs and leads to different members of your team and ensure that they are responded to in time. And also, some things like having quick filters and quick replies. So all of these together is what we provide in our team inbox. So I will switch back to the product and quickly take you all through an understanding of how the inbox works. So I'll switch to inbox. Right. So all your channels which you have connected to Vati, in this case, I have a WhatsApp and an Instagram account connected. So I'm able to see those on the left-hand side. I also have an all channel view. So this is most useful when I want to get an idea of all chats which are live across multiple channels. So we'll focus on Instagram for today and I will click a filter of active chats so that I can focus on just the chats that are live and need my attention currently. Right. So, yeah, these are the chats which are open right now. Maybe let me just choose one of these. Okay. I see this is also probably one of you guys who have sent this now. So, yeah. Uh, this is just to showcase that all the DMs will appear here. Right. So some of the most common features we have is of course, I can quickly type in a reply from the inbox itself, right? So currently this chat is assigned to our bot and a bot enables us to work automations on this. So what I'll do is I'll quickly put in a hey, thanks here as a simple reply. And this kind of assigns the chat to me. So similarly, if I want to, assign this chat to some other user, I can click on this. I can see all my team members here. I can assign it to a particular user. I can assign it to a particular team, maybe customer support, if it's a support issue, right? So that's how a basic team assignment and chat assignment would work. And of course, we have some of the basic options available here in terms of what you can reply, right? So we have the option to trigger any of the chatbots from this interface. We can send any quick replies. So this is to save you time from, typing the whole welcome message. You can quickly just have a quick reply like this, like, hello, welcome to Wati, and how can I help you? And this is obviously personalized because we also have certain parameters where you can enter the username. So just put in the name and it will pick up the IG username, right? So the personalization is also possible. We can send videos, images, anything that Instagram allows on DM messaging. We are supporting that. And for effective chat management, what we also have is I just like everyone to look on the right hand side of the screen. Um, you can add tags to this chat to better identify maybe what this chat is about based on whatever internal cues you are using. So maybe you can say this is a customer support issue, so you want to put that as a tag. You can also add notes here for anybody who's maybe your team is working in shifts and this is going to be handled by another team going forward. So you can leave a note for them. So when they come back, it's easy for them to understand the context of what's happening. They can also see the whole chat themselves. So that's also available to, pick it up from context. And yeah, apart from these, we also have the basic filters available for you as a quick option. So you can quickly switch between all chats. You can only look at chats that are open or those that are unread. So yeah, that kind of gives you a quick view across and how to navigate from the team inbox. And this was about our DM interface. I would like to also quickly show how comments works. And it's again very simple because it's in the same interface. So just as you are on direct messages, you can switch to your comments tab. And this is where we will show all your feed. Feed is basically posts and reels which have been posted from your IG account. All of them are visible here. You can click on any one of these and then see what are the comments that you have received on them. These are just comments which I have posted for the demo purpose. And you can click on each of these to kind of look at the threaded view as well. What are the comments and the replies received to each? If you'd like to reply to this comment, you can do that quickly by just selecting this arrow. And you'll see like here you're replying to this comment. And let's see, let me just put in here, thanks for your comment, right? So that just shows like I have posted it from this account. And I can also go ahead and send a direct message to anybody who has commented on my post. So that's also possible from this window itself. So you don't have to, move away from this to go ahead and send a DM to them. So yeah, I see one comment that has come in probably from one of you guys. So let me send a DM to this person, if that's okay. So I'll just send in a thanks, right? Thanks for your comment. And I'll click on send. So this is something which will show, that, okay, direct message has been sent to this person and you can actually finish replying in case you want to everybody here. And you don't really need to switch to your DM tab to check. But if we want to, for the purpose of this demo, we'll just quickly go here and then we'll be able to see the reply that has been sent. So let me just put it as all chats. And we can see the reply I sent to this user is visible here, like thank you for your comment. Just a quick note on how IG works. When you reply with a DM, the conversation doesn't open. We have to wait for this user to reply to this DM, and only then the conversation will open up the conversation window and we can chat freely with the customer. So this is a one-time message only, and only if this person will reply back on DM, we'll be able to chat further. So this is a bit about brief on how Team Inbox works, and this is most useful again for smaller teams with not very high volume of engagement coming on IG. And if you're still preferring to do all of this manually, is where you would want to use this Team Inbox view. But coming to the other case, right, which is mainly when you have a high volume of, so I'm going to skip this demo because we just saw the live demo, but it's available as a recording here later for reference. So coming to the automations, right? So when you are now having a high volume of DM or comments coming in, it's going to be impractical to scale to keep using the inbox and replying to all of these manually. So that's where our automations step in, and they work seamlessly with the human agents as well. So, firstly, I'd like to talk about a couple of very basic use cases that we support as built-in automations in our platform, and that is a welcome and an out-of-office message use case. So, flow is very simple. You get a new DM, and you can put some conditions to it, like, hey, if it's within office hours, then I'd like to send a welcome message to this user as a reply over DM. And then maybe you want to just send a message and wait for the person to reply, or you want to set up a more advanced chatbot, which would be like a hey, send a welcome message, b, ask them what they are interested in, and maybe as a third step you would still want to route it to a human. So all of these combinations is definitely possible. So I will quickly now walk you through how these rules look like in our automation section. So coming to automations, and we'll look at rules. So here, if we see in the bottom, we have a couple of rules like IG welcome message and IG out of office message. These are built in the product the moment you purchase Wati. So it's a very simple setup. You don't have to start from scratch. So if I just open this rule, welcome message, and we'll just quickly go through the criteria. So when this works is, it's very simple, right? When a new Instagram DM is received, so that's the trigger. That's when this rule will start getting evaluated. And then you define a filter condition. So here the definition is that if the timestamp is within working hours. So here itself, if you click on working hours setting, you will be able to quickly set your working hours as well, based on your business. What is it when you're available? And lastly, your action, which is to send an Instagram message. Being a text message, you can also choose an image or a video. In this case, we'll choose text. And this is the IG welcome message text, which is something that I have defined separately in my reply material section and just selected it here. So I've have all of this in place. This rule is currently off, so we can turn it on just to have a look. And at the same time, I will also just turn off another rule, I think the FAQ bot rule, which is also working right now. So just to make sure we have one rule working within office hours at a time, I'll switch it off and just keep the welcome message rule on. Great. So before we go back to our inbox and see how this automation works, I also want to cover how the out of office message rule would work quickly. So this is in terms of setup very similar to what we saw for welcome message, but the only difference here is the condition in the filter. So what you're going to have to select is that your time of receiving the chat is not within working hours set. So the condition is just is not. So everything outside of your working hours will fall under this rule. And here you can choose basically what is the criteria when you would like to send this out of office message. The most typically used and most useful criteria would be when you say a contact initiates a new chat. So you're reaching out to anybody who is coming to you for the first time. If required, and if that is your condition, you may additionally choose to maybe have a keyword based rule as well. So we'll come to that when we talk about how you can create your own rules. But for now, we'll stick to the pre-template, which is here, as that is the most default way it would work. And yeah, in terms of, I think lastly, the message that you would send, of course, when it's out of office hours, some of the most common use cases we see is like, A, you let the customer know that, hey, thank you for reaching out. We are currently not in office, but we will reach out to you as soon as we are back, maybe tomorrow at 9 a.m. So this only ensures that when your lead is coming in, they are not just waiting over there for a reply the next morning. They at least are informed that you're out of office and that you will get back to them later. Or you could have this have them go to your website and say thanks for reaching out. This is our website. We'll be back tomorrow, but till then, feel free to browse our product catalog till we are back. Right. So it's just to make sure that they are engaged while you're out of office. And you can also have chatbot set up, which will be a further level of advancement where you could just have the chatbot answer some FAQs. And if that does not answer their question, maybe route it to one of your agents and tell them that, hey, they will reply to you when they are back. So all of this, use cases are possible. Okay, so going back, and now since the welcome message rule is on, I'll quickly go back to team inbox and let's see. I will go to Instagram and active chats. Okay, I'm going to send a message from my account and just see if we get the welcome message reply. Okay, so just a second. Just waiting for this to load because there was, I think, some issue with message loading. Yeah, so I'll go back to my chat. And yeah, so this is the hey that I just sent right now. And as you can see, it says, welcome to Wati. Thanks for reaching out to us, and team member will be with you shortly. So this was the message. I'll quickly show that as well, just so that everyone knows it was the message configured before. So I have this IG welcome message that says this, right? Welcome to Vati. So that was the welcome message rule coming into picture. And I almost immediately got a response on my DM. So that's how, these two rules could work for you. Coming to the next part, right, about building your own rules. So while we already offer these two predefined rules, you can also go about and create your own rules in terms of any combination of the trigger, filter, and the action. So a couple of examples being that if most common use cases, if you get a DM that says, hey, maybe they're sharing your post back to you and saying, price please, or can you tell me about this product, or I'm interested, or do you have this in red or any other color, right? These are some common queries you can get. So you can also set up a keyword based condition there that, okay, if people are asking about price, then you want to send them a message template that showcases your product catalog and says, yeah, here is our catalog, you can go through it, and the price list is available here. Or you can walk them through a few options, like question number one could be, hey, thanks for your query. Which product are you interested in? Is it, say, for example, you're a company which is selling saris, right? So it could be, are you interested in our Bandhani sari? Are you interested in some other sari? And based on their reply, you can further, walk them through a chatbot and then guide them. Okay, you're interested in purchasing our Bandhani sari from last season. Here is the price for it. So that can completely be automated. And only once you have maybe nurtured that lead enough, you can choose to pass it on to a human to take it further from there if you feel that the intent to purchase is high enough. Yeah, so that's like basic. You can either reply with a message or an entire chatbot itself. And coming to the same point of FAQ chatbots, so yeah, you can trigger them with a DM rule or a comment keyword. It can answer your FAQs quickly about pricing, about let's say, what are the different addresses, where are you located, where is your store in Mumbai, all of those kind of questions you can answer easily. But most importantly, the chatbot will be useful for you to capture leads. And by capture leads, I mean that while you're already getting the IG customer coming into your account, you can also go ahead and collect their phone number if you would like to reach out to them on WhatsApp or offline via call for the further sales process, right? We can also do that in the chatbot, and we actually have an AI automation capability that allows us to do that. So I'll quickly come back to the product so we can actually look at it in detail rather than discussing it here. So we'll come back to automations, and this time we are going to go to the chatbot section. And here I will walk you through one chatbot that I have created, which is an Instagram FAQ bot, right? And I think this was like what most of y'all got as a reply when y'all sent a DM just now. So I'll just walk through what the chatbot is about. So firstly, what I'm doing is I'm sending a message like, hello, welcome to Wati. Okay, and I've used a parameter here that gives about a personalization. So it will address you with your name. Then what I'm doing next is it's going to ask you a question. How can I assist you today? And here, customer, your user will see it as option number one. Maybe a question could be, how do I send bulk WhatsApp messages? And an option number two could be, I want to learn about what are the plans that Vati has, right? So what I've done here is like I've just put in two options. If someone asks about, say, how to send WhatsApp messages, I can send a message saying, it's very easy to send it with Vati. These are the capabilities, and you can learn more about it from this link because I have a page dedicated to explaining how this works. So this is how I would like to address this query. On the other hand, if someone is asking me about our pricing plans, means I want sales team to reach out to them because maybe my sales is happening over call at this point or WhatsApp. So that's where I will choose this AI assist feature, which is basically it's like a built-in bot that helps you collect a WhatsApp phone number through your IG direct message chat, and it's going to chat with you like a normal human. So there is literally no configuration required here. All you need to do is you need to select how many times you wanted to try to collect a phone number. That's it. It's predefined in all the other cells, so there is nothing additional required. And then the flow is simple. I'm saying, okay, if the phone number was collected, I'll send a thank you. Our sales team will reach out to you shortly. Or if it does not work for any reason, it's not able to collect a number because the end user didn't provide it correctly, it will say, okay, please wait. I'd like to route your chat to a human. And then I'll say assign to this team. Now, in this also, we have additional capability of, say, you assign to a team, but you want it to go to people who are online and available in your team. Then we have a round robin assignment possible. So it can give it to people who are online at that time, who are part of this team, and they will get it one after the other as the lead comes in. So there's equitable distribution of the chats happening. So yeah, it's very easy to gauge and decide when do you want it to seamlessly hand off to a human. And similarly, I've just put in another this thing that out of this question, if I don't get a valid response, I'd still want this chat to exit the chatbot and be handled by a human. So you can set up all these conditions as per your requirement. So I'm just going to save this again and we can quickly have a look of how this works on Team Inbox. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll first also turn this rule on. So if you see, I had turned the FAQ rule bot on, so we'll turn it on and turn off the welcome message because both of them are triggering under the same condition that a new message is received. So I just want to make sure that only one of the rule is active at a point in time. Okay, so coming back here, I'm going to go to my chat and use this as a reference. I'm going to close this here just to simulate that flow again from my side. So the condition I have put in this rule actually is if someone replies a hey or a hi or a hello, then you want to start the FAQ bot, right? So I'll just send in a hey quickly. Okay. So yeah, I got the first message, Wadi, and then the second I assisted today. So I'm going to talk about like, hey, I want to learn about Wadi's plans. So I'm selecting option number 2. And you guys can like try it along as I do, the way I'm doing, if you want to also get the response on your IG and see how it works, right? Okay. So I got the reply, okay, thanks for reaching out. Can you provide your WhatsApp phone number and country code? So this is the AI bot coming into picture asking me for my phone number. So I'll try some very basic response, right? I'll say maybe phone number is from India. Right? It's a very generic answer. Yeah. So the AI bot is, smart enough to understand it's not a direct answer. So it'll say, hey, thanks for letting me know number is from India. Can you provide the actual phone number? Okay. So now I'll just go ahead and quickly provide the actual phone number so that we can finish off with this flow. Okay. So I gave it along with the country code, but it can also, be a longer conversation depending on how the response comes. Right. So it says, thanks for providing. Maybe it's missing a digit. Can you verify again? Okay, maybe I did miss a digit. Yeah, I did miss a digit. Okay, got it. So it's smart enough to understand that as well. And yeah, once you have the right number, it's going to say, okay, thank you for providing the number. We've noted it's from India. And is this correct? So I'll just say, yeah, very natural conversation. Like this is a very powerful tool because that is where you want more information about your lead coming from IGs, and phone number is going to be a very powerful tool, more powerful than email because it opens up WhatsApp, it opens up call and all of these channels for you once you have the phone number, right? So once this is done, right, a flow is complete, chatbot flow is over. I assigned it to the chatbot, also assigned it to this user, which was part of my flow. And the phone number is, stored against this contact in Wati. So if I go to contact section quickly and have a look, I'll be able to see this user being, already having the phone number that I just added. So it's very easy. I can quickly go and send a campaign. So this is also available here. Um, Send a campaign to that contact which was just captured and just immediately reach out to them on WhatsApp also. So that was all about our FAQ bot. And I will quickly cover the last bit of automation that we want to talk about, which is our comment automation, before we move to taking up questions. So everything we saw right now was for the DMs coming into IG, but the exact, very similar kind of thing you can do in comments. So again, right, you're creating content, you're posting about your product, you're creating reels about your product, and you want people to be interested. So the moment it captures their attention, you put in the caption, right? Like, hey, comment interested if you want to know more, or comment price and I'll share the details with you, comment itinerary, or I will share the entire itinerary with you. So these use cases can be automated very seamlessly. Mhm. We have the keyword match rules for that. And once that happens, our system will automatically send a direct message with whatever details you want to that user, right? And it will also reply to their comments saying, hey, thank you for your DM, thank you for your comment. Please check your DMs, right? So this entire flow can be set up with just one rule. And again, this will ensure that you are moving the conversation. You're moving an interested IG potential customer from your comment section into your conversation section, which is your DM conversation. And then you can also continue using the DM automations that we just saw that will help you convert those conversations into conversions, right? So that's what we call comment to conversation to conversion flow, right? So that entire seamless flow is possible now. And it also works with our boosted posts. So, in an Instagram, if you're boosting posts by running those paid posts, so that's also something that will flow into Vati in the form of the comments from those posts, right? So let's quickly look at the comment automation and how that works. So we'll go back to our automations. And here, if you want to create a new rule, you can see that there are these Instagram triggers that we have. A new comment is received or a new DM is received, right? If you want to create it from scratch, but since I already have a rule, I'll just go through this one quickly. A new comment is received, and we have some filter condition here, right? So firstly, I can choose, come back here. Okay. Sorry, I think we're missing something. So I'll just go to create rule to show this. So once in the filter section, I can actually choose which post or reel I want this rule to work on. So you can choose all. All would basically mean that this will apply to all your posts and reels which are existing, but also any new reels that you create in the future. So that will automatically work if you select all. Or if you just want it for a particular post, right? So in this case, maybe I want it for this post right now. And my condition is that it should match a keyword rule. And the keyword that I could have here is maybe price, or in this case, like I set up a rule with Astra in it, right, as the keyword. And the action I want to perform is we can only send a DM as per Instagram to anybody who has commented on our post or reel. So we'll reply with a text message. I can choose from a library here or quickly create a new reply here as well. And then we can also choose to send a reply to the comment saying, hey, thanks for the comment, check DMs, check your DM. Just a quick example, right? So this is the setup flow. I already have this rule set up here in the similar manner. So we will just have a look on how that works quickly with a practical example. So we'll go to comment section, and anybody would like to comment the keyword Astra. Let's just wait for this to sync first. There is a post which is on this page that talks about Astra 2.0. So anybody can just put in a comment Astra there, and we'll see the response that's coming in. Yeah, I'm having some Wi-Fi issues, so sorry for the delay in loading. But I do hope like you guys are able to send the keyword and also get the DM and the reply to your comment on IG itself. Maybe let me see if I can show it on IG. Yeah, I don't see any comments. Anybody can send the keyword Astra. Anybody would like to comment Astra here? Sunny, you can also try that so we can show it over here. Just comment Astra.
But this did Anuja. Can you check once again?
Okay, sure.
Right, just
Okay, let's also check here if it's still refreshing. Maybe check back in IG.
I think it's on the top. Okay. No, not there yet.
Not there yet. Yeah, I think it's a Wi-Fi issue. That's it. Okay, let's come back here and hopefully we are able to see. Perfect.
Still not there.
Anyone else want to try?
Yeah, I think I have received the automated message on my Instagram account saying thank you for your interest. Please check your DM.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll take your word for it, Sunny. I hope everyone else do. But yeah, sorry for this minor glitch. I think there's a Wi-Fi issue. But as I said, the reason I asked everybody to follow along is because if you commented the keyword Astra, you'll get the reply yourself, and then you'll get to know that it was the automation which is at work. Right. So, yeah, I think this was the last bit that we wanted to cover. Just a quick note on some of the upcoming automation that we have. So, basically, the automation that we could set up for comments where you could send an automated DM to that IG user. We are extending that capability very soon to cover stories as well, because we understand that's also a very important content that people like to engage to. So if you have set up a story and there's any IG user that has reacted or replied to your story, both of these would be covered. You'll get to see that in your inbox. And if again you don't want to reply manually, you can set up an automation that will send a direct message to everybody who's replied or reacted. It will also cover people who have mentioned you in their story, so that you can get back to them by saying, hey, thank you for the mention. Maybe here is a code, one-time offer code for your mention, and keep using our products. You'll get a 5% off with this code, something like that, right? Encouraging them to post more about your product so that you get more visibility. So yeah, that was a walkthrough of how our Instagram integration will kind of help you create Instagram into a revenue channel. And I'd like to hand this conversation back to Sunny so he can have some closing notes for us before we open up to questions. So yeah, back to you, Sunny.
Great. Not gonna eat into a lot of time because this, like, we only have 10 minutes left. So just quickly, I'll cover up like what all is there in terms of each industry that we have, like e-commerce. A pricing comment can go into a price product discovery as a guide that we can share. In e-learning, we can capture course inquiries. Beauty and salon, you can check for any you can book appointments through your IG by using automations. For healthcare, you can book your patient queries, or you can answer your patient queries, capture any incoming lead from patients. For real estate, you can actually qualify inquiries about property. Food and dining, you can automate table reservations. Sorry, I have to do this a bit quickly, but I really want that we're able to answer all the questions that you have. So if you can go to the next slide, Anuja. Um, Lastly, what I would like to leave people who are new to Wati and exploring the possibilities of having to purchase uh, an IG automation tool. Vati is a tool that works along with WhatsApp, and it does have Instagram capabilities in depth. So why should someone choose for two different subscriptions when one itself suffices? And the best part is that your contacts and everything remains in one place. Your team has to log in into one place, and everything happens from there, right? So I'm very sure that it's a lot of convenience for all your team members. So that's a competitive advantage that we bring to the table, and for sure, it's gonna help you increase the amount of revenue that we talked about earlier that is being left on the table right now. Now, quickly to the point where we see that there are some people who've already used us and have given some good reviews. So on the next slide, we see that there is Akshay as well as Anastasia. Anastasia is already there on the call. Thank you for being a great user, Anastasia. Uh, so Vati's Instagram automation is a game changer. 40 plus new leads collected right on the go by making one keyword trigger live, and that's how Akshay saw like benefits from this. Then Anastasia is someone who's been using Vati for a long time. Great customer. Thank you so much, Anastasia. And she's been using WhatsApp as well as Instagram conversations in one place, and she finds that capability of ours useful. So and I'd finally like to come to the end of this conversation, wherein there are options of actually coming onto the platform and trying Vati for yourself. So if you're interested, please do try to take our 7-day free trial for non-existing customers. For customers, the growth plan currently, existing growth plan members can actually use Team Inbox, and other pro and business plan members can also have access to automations as well. So keeping the floor open right now, and we're most happy to take any questions that you have.
So I think we can go through the Q&A section where the questions are still open, and quickly take them up one by one. Right, Sunny?
Yep, yep. So I do have some questions like I've answered. So what I'll do is for the larger good of this call, I'll just
Sure.
try to bring it here, Anuja, for you. So there was one person who
Sure.
was asking like, when do we have multiple IG accounts connection coming in?
Okay. Thanks for the question, and happy to share that it's coming soon in June itself. So we are already currently working on this capability, and we should have that within like a couple of months by June. Yeah.
Okay. So for everyone who has any questions still left, please do feel free to reach out to us in the Q&A section. We'll try to answer all your questions on this call. The second question, Anuja, that we had was like, do we currently charge for these automations from your existing account credits?
Okay. So to give you an idea of how this works, yes. So the rules which we saw, right, where we see the trigger of a new DM is received or a new comment is received, every time that rule is actually triggered, so when it actually gets implemented, we count that as one automation rule trigger. And depending on your Wati subscription plan, you have a certain number of rule triggers available to you each month. So I think, for example, if I'm not wrong, if it's a pro plan, you have about 2000 rule triggers available to you each month. So it gets counted from that quota. And of course, if you need more, if your usage is high, you can purchase additional, rule triggers as an add-on. So there's no extra charge for using Instagram as such. The automation charging is how it works for WhatsApp, in case I'm assuming you're also using WhatsApp or planning to use. So it's like a common pricing system we have across all our channels. It completely depends on only after an automation is actually run, as that's what we count.
Great, great. So another question is there in the chat. Taking it up from Nilina. She says that she's created the chatbot already and noticed that she's not able to use the list and the button feature, but she noticed that you already have that option. So
Okay,
and she's on the pro plan right now.
got it. Thanks for your question, Nilina, and that's a very apt observation. I want to go back to my product screen just to make sure and let you know that I don't have that option. And I'll just explain why and that question. So I'll come back here and I'll show you that. So currently what's happening is that in Instagram, we don't support, by we I mean Vati, does not support a button template message, right? And that is why you see it as a list. So I'll just go to this FAQ bot quickly. Sorry, I need to go to chatbots. We go to FAQ bot. Yes, here. So this, although it's available here in the form of a question and visually it looks like it's button message, but actually when you get it in Instagram on the chat, it will show it as option one and option two, and you have to select like one or two. So this is also something we are just working on improving, and within it's part of our next quarter's roadmap. So soon you will actually be able to use a proper button message in IG also. So your end user will also get a clickable button in their chat and they can quickly tap the button as a quick reply rather than select option one or option two. So I hope that answers your question. This is just on the UI, but in actually on the chat, it will not show up as a button. It will come as a list.
Great. Great. So the next question is from Adrian. He's asked that is it possible to automate DM outbound to new followers and comments on ads with Vati?
Mhm. So DM outbound to new followers is something which Meta itself does not have an API for us. We have checked with them, and this is something we wanted to introduce, of course, because it's a great use case, right? You get a new follower and you want to say hi to them immediately and make sure that they are engaged while they follow you. But unfortunately, it's something that Meta is not opening up, and they're actually deprecating that API. So it's not a feature that we can extend to our customers also. So new follower DM is not possible. And so what was the next part of the question? Um,
So, so yeah, new followers, and
and
I think I might have lost on the questions, but yeah, I think we'll take it up later again, Anuja. So,
Yeah, I'm so
one,
sorry about that. We'll make sure we answer all the questions after the webinar as well. We'll maybe send a reply back to you guys.
yeah. So one last thing is like, how many total comments can we automate for on Vati?
Any number you want. So when you're using Instagram with Vati, we don't have any limitations on how many DMs you get, how many comments you get. We don't even have any pricing related to that. So it's just as many as you want. and whatever you have, it'll work once you integrate. So, like I said, the only charging that's happening is when your automation runs, and per automation rule is when one trigger is counted. That's pretty much it. There's no limit cap anywhere else.
Great, great. I think that also answers Jerry's question is like, when do I get charged extra? So I
Yeah.
think most of the questions that were there, we've tried to answer them, but also keeping in mind that we have limited time, we'll try to send most of the answers along with the deck as well as the recording of the webinar in an email in a day or two. So
Yes.
hoping that all these questions should be answered there in the FAQ document that we share along with you. Summing it all up, like we discussed a lot of things in terms of automations that are now live on Wati, and we started with DM automations, and then we went to FAQ automation, and then we went to welcome messages, then we went to out of office messages, and then we came to comment automation that's been recently released. uh, Comment automation, you can select any post, you can select the keywords that you want to automate for, and then trigger the message right after that. And Anuja also informed you about the story automation that we're releasing soon. The number of accounts that you can connect as of now is one, but soon we're going to be releasing the feature where you can connect multiple accounts of yours. So that was all in a nutshell that we discussed today. Hopefully we did try to answer all your questions that you had. If in any case anything got left out, please feel free to reach out to the team that's in charge here. Mudassir is also there on the call as well as Shinto, and we'll happily try to answer all the questions as well. Thank you so much for coming on the call today.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.